It might come as a surprise to know that as many as 70% of us will experience imposter syndrome at some point. What is imposter syndrome? Well, it's that awful feeling that we're not as competent as people might think we are. We fear being exposed as a fraud any moment soon. In this video, I'll explain how the phenomenon manifests itself, and I'll share 7 top tips on how to overcome it. I'll be back after the opening titles, and in the meantime, are you on the right bus? And welcome back. Here we are talking about personal development and personal effectiveness. I'm Mervin Straughan, creator of the 3 Journeys life coaching system, and I'm the author of the pocket self-help guide, Imagine Life as 3 Bus Journeys. Have you ever been in a meeting and felt like you're faking it? You felt that sooner or later you'll be unmasked as someone who is incompetent. Well, you're not alone. Imposter syndrome strikes more people than we might think. In a moment, I'll be sharing 7 top tips for tackling imposter syndrome, but first, let's understand a little bit more about what it is. The term entered our vocabulary after the psychologists Pauline Clance and Suzanne Imes published their 1978 paper Imposter Phenomenon in High Achieving Women. Their studies explored how some women in challenging roles fail to acknowledge or assert their capabilities. Since then, some studies have shown that it affects men in equal numbers. It's estimated that around 25 to 30% of high achievers suffer from imposter syndrome, and it throws up 2 interesting paradoxes. First, it tends to affect people who are already qualified, highly skilled, and reasonably successful at what they do, but they simply don't feel they're good enough. And second, the more they achieve, the more they feel this way. Accomplishing more has little impact. Imposter syndrome sabotages our belief system, and it affects our well-being. Our self-talk includes statements such as, "My success is down to chance," or "I'll be found out sooner or later," or "I simply don't belong here." The phenomenon manifests itself in a number of ways. Disappointment when we're unable to secure 100% success in everything we do. Having to work extra hard at all times to prove just how competent we are. Learning to a point of excess because we never feel we've learnt enough, or we fear that we'll be caught out by a gap in our knowledge. We might set goals that are way too challenging, and we get upset when we fall short of achieving them. We work alone and we refuse to ask for help because it's a sign of weakness. Imposter syndrome can also play out in ways that are insulting to other people. For instance, 20 years ago, a well-regarded chief executive in the utilities industry thanked me for a project I'd led. When I attributed the success to other members of the team, he said that I'd thrown the compliment back in his face. He didn't take too kindly to it, and it was an important lesson for me. The good news is that there are steps we can take to overcome imposter syndrome. These require objectivity, a shift in how we perceive what's really going on inside us and outside of us, and accepting feedback as a gift. Here are my 7 top tips. Number 1, adopt the Thomas Edison philosophy. In other words, see mistakes as part of the process. Take on board feedback, refine your approach, and keep going. Thomas Edison said that each unsuccessful attempt simply took him 1 step closer to accomplishing his goal of developing the first commercial electric incandescent light bulb. Tip number 2, accept that no one knows everything. If we did, there'd be no such thing as teamwork. And not knowing everything applies to starting a new job. In most cases, it's best to take on a new role because it provides an opportunity to grow into it and to learn new skills, rather than doing it because we can do it blindfolded. Tip number 3, avoid making comparisons with other people. You have no idea what other people are experiencing and how they're feeling. Instead, compare yourself to who you were yesterday and how much you've developed. Tip number 4, celebrate your strengths. and gauge your strengths realistically. Now, often we suffer from being over modest and super critical, so we fail to identify how good we are at something. And it's important to avoid using the label weaknesses. It's far better to describe these as opportunities to develop. Tip number 5, ditch perfectionism. You'll be far more productive as a result. Some perfectionists fail to get off the starter's block, so work out what's good enough to get you going instead of waiting for everything to be perfect. Tip number 6, set goals that are achievable. It's great if you go for goals that stretch you, but do make sure that they are realistic. Accomplishing goals, no matter how small, is good for our self-esteem and it motivates us, so it's important to set the right ones. And tip number 7, stop pretending. People will respect you more as a result, and they might feel happier to know that they can help you. On a final note, let's go back to that statistic that said that 70% of people will have experienced imposter syndrome at some point. Well, if you're not experiencing it right now, you might have the opportunity to help someone who is. Keep an eye out for those characteristics we've discussed. Well, that's all for this latest video. If you've enjoyed it, give it a like and feel free to leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. And remember to press that subscribe button so you're alerted to any new content. In the meantime, enjoy the journey.